Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for May 2023. We're going to jump right in here, Capricorn. In your first row, you have this crafter card. It says, a talent is just waiting to be expressed with your hands. Homemade products, jewelry, or some kind of craft. I feel like this could be anything. It doesn't even have to be, crafty. It could be anything. And I feel like it's going to lead to a victory. Without even getting into this reading, I already know this is going to be a good reading. So, I think it's just a good time for you, Capricorn, especially if you're putting the work in. Obviously, if you're not putting the work in, you're going to have a hard time. But, you're a Capricorn. I think you're more than willing to kind of like put the work into creating things that you want to create, having the things that you want to have. And, that's just going to be awesome for you. I do feel like it would be a good month for clarity. You have this Haze card. I'll show you this card in just a minute. But, I would say that don't make mistakes here, right here. I also, just like the only warning I get from this reading right away before I forget is that, if you're like doing anything important like taxes, signing a contract, any of that type of stuff, to me, this is saying like make sure that you get all the details. Make sure that you have everything in order. I even think that, again, if you're doing your taxes, or I think your taxes should already be done, but maybe if you extended your taxes or something like that, I don't know, it's popping into my head, so I have to say it. But it's like if you extended your taxes, it might be a good year to save up a little bit of extra money and have someone do them for you. I feel like it would just avoid a headache, really, is what I would say here. So, it might be a good time for you to do that. But I definitely see some sort of victory after a conflict coming in for you. I feel like you've been conflicted, and again, we have this person showing up here. If you've gone through a breakup, I feel like you were dealing with a person who breadcrumbed you, who always had something in their back pocket as well. We'll talk about that in a minute. I really feel you need to let this go. Again, not telling you what to do. I don't think tarot should tell you what to do, but going like this is actually good. You might be saying, Chris, these cards are terrible, but this is actually a good thing because you end with the Magician, which is like a total reinvention, and the Magician represents like a very positive new beginning as well. So I feel like if you're ending something, it looks like a difficult ending that, again, you have the Six of Pentacles. This person could have breadcrumbed you. And, this guy right here, he has something in his back pocket right there. You see that? So I always think with the Six of Pentacles that sometimes, it can represent someone who has an agenda, someone who it's like they have kind of like some creepy reason for everything that they do. So I would be careful of that if you were dealing with a person like that. Other than that, this looks amazing for any victories that you're wanting to have. Like if you're starting a business, Six of Pentacles and Chariot is like one foot in front of the other. It says if you put the work in, you're going to be successful. As in, if you start making moves, things are going to work in your favor. So like stop, I kind of feel like you need to stop thinking about it and get moving towards whatever it is that you're building, especially if you're like building some sort of, something that involves the hidden talent, gift, skill, or ability, as that card says, that first one. You have the Queen of Wands as well. If we look here, this is very positive. You have the Queen of Wands, King of Wands, Knight of Cups, Magician. There could be a divine counterpart coming in for you once you let go of whatever this is right here. There could be something very solid coming in for you. Outside of love, Capricorn, we could look at this here as like a creative idea that you have. The Magician, he represents hidden talents, gifts, skills, and abilities. He represents, putting the work into something that could lead to a lot of success, that could lead to abundance, or whatever else it is that you desire. With the Chariot, you have the Star. Love it. Really good. Star is a card of recognition, fame, fortune, being happy, good things coming in for you. It's just like the Star in the tarot. It's actually a little bit better. And, I feel like there could be a lot of positive attention coming in for you. Again, with Pluto and Aquarius, I pretty much tell every single sign that we really need to create as much positive attention as we possibly can for whatever it is we're doing. It could be like on our business. It could even be on our health. It could be anything. But all those things are going to be very beneficial. With the Six of Pentacles, you have this Trumpet card. There's some cards in this deck that are just oracle cards. This card says victory, resurrection, awakening, decisiveness, inner calling, forgiveness. I do feel like some of you could be forgiving a past person. It's kind of weird. I will say one of my favorite books of all time, Fearless Tarot, is for learning tarot, by the way. If you're looking to learn tarot, Fearless Tarot is amazing. But what I would say here, or the Tarot Masterclass, Minnow Tarot Masterclass, right? But what I would say is that, in that book, he says that this card, there are a lot of like movies and things like that where it's like there will be an angel in disguise, right? Where it's like maybe the hero walks by a homeless person and the hero of the movie gives the homeless person some money, and like later on in the movie the homeless person turns out to be like an angel in disguise or something like that, right? And I'm kind of getting that here, where it's like if you have a past person who's coming back from the past, it's almost like you have two choices. You could rip this person's head off verbally, or you could kind of like forgive them. And for whatever reason, I do feel like forgiveness would be the best answer. I'm not saying you have to even talk to the person or anything like that, but it's almost just like just letting it go is going to set you free is kind of what I'm getting here. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Anchor. The Anchor kind of represents stability and security. I do kind of get like some of you could be putting your roots down somewhere else. Like with the Chariot, you could be like moving or traveling. I always talk about moving with you, Capricorn. I feel like there are a lot of benefits to you moving over the next several years. And I'm not saying you have to move, but I'm just saying for those of you that want to move, there could be a lot of security. I would also say if you're changing your job, because again, this can be like a card that represents like a long-term setup, like putting yourself in a long-term position. And, if you're getting a new job or something like that, this could also be very good for you. Next in the area of what you need to know right now, you have this Official Person card. Again, I was just getting something on this card about like regulations or something. Remember what I just said about taxes or something along those lines? It doesn't even have to be taxes. I was just using that as an example. But it's almost like there are like certain rules and regulations that that you have to follow or that you have to deal with or something. And, I kind of get this feeling of like responsibility on this card. And I'm not saying that you're not responsible, but what I am saying is I feel like there's almost like a shortcut. Like I said, with the taxes, if it's taxes, get a accountant to do the taxes for you. If it's something else, find an expert, find an official person. I kind of feel like this card is giving me kind of King of Swords vibes. In the tarot, King of Swords to me represents a person who can solve an issue very quickly. Like if you have a legal problem, get a lawyer. If you have a health problem, get a doctor, because they can solve your problem very quickly. And I kind of get that feeling here. You have the Five of Swords, Five of Wands, and the King of Wands here. I would be careful. I'm also getting here as well. I would be careful of like someone else's ex, It's like if maybe a person left you and maybe they have an ex that's like trying to cause problems. I would be careful of that. The other thing is I do feel some of you have gone through a separation, clearly, and it doesn't even have to be in love. It could be just some sort of difficult ending. And I feel like there's just this amazing new beginning coming in for you, one that's probably going to change your life like significantly here, Capricorn. You have the Five of Wands. I feel like you've been feeling conflicted. Again, if this is a breakup, I feel like it's something that you've been feeling as well. Like the weird part about it is if this is a breakup, I feel like it's something that has not only been confusing, but I feel like it's something where it's like you don't, I feel like you don't want to go back. I feel like I say this to you all the time now. It's like you don't want to go back, but at the same time, I feel like you think about it a lot for, maybe this person had an impact on you, positive or negative, doesn't matter. And, I feel like you think about it a lot. Part of me feels that this reading is saying, embrace this energy right here, the King of Wands. The King of Wands is willing to build something new. He really nurtures new things into existence. He really kind of, I look at him as a true father in the tarot because he like treats things like they're a baby. He really nurtures things into existence. Even when we go this way, you have 10 of Swords to the 10 of Wands. It's almost as if you're still carrying the burdens of a past connection. So, I would be careful of like holding on to too much from the past here. With the Five of Swords, you have this book card. The book kind of represents hidden or secret information. Someone could have had secrets. They could be coming in, again, offering, looking for forgiveness or offering an apology or something like that, and revealing some secrets. As I always say, it's like, do you really want to know these secrets? I don't know, you're going to have to answer that question for yourself. But, as I always say, if like someone comes back to you and they're like, oh, I slept with your mom, your brother, your uncle, your best friend. It's like, do you really want to know that? Probably not, So I would, maybe you need to block a person here for some of you. It's a really good card for money because it can say that if you're like trying to build a business or something and maybe you're not getting the success you want, just like educating yourself, learning about something that you feel like you're missing could lead to a lot of success. With the Five of Wands, you have the Crossroads card. The whole entire reading is a crossroads. The whole entire reading is saying pick the new path. Let go of whatever this past burden is. For some of you, it could be a job loss as well. It doesn't have to be love. Again, this could just be some sort of loss that you experienced. Ten of Swords. Clearly, you went through something difficult, I would say, over the last 6 to 8 months, probably, judging by, I would say 6 to 8 months, judging by what we have here. And, again, take it how it resonates. I don't trust psychic timing, but the crossroads kind of represents picking the new path. And, the crossroads, I would say that there's another deck called the Enchanted Lenormand, where in that deck, they call the crossroads the crossing. And to me, it's actually a little bit more accurate for like what the crossroads represents, which there's like gross land, and then there's a beautiful kind of like new world on the other side in that deck. And I kind of feel like that's what this is saying, is that you've been through some grossness, and now you're like getting to this new beautiful world. With the King of Wands, you have the Tower. The Tower is not like the Tower in the Tarot. The Tower is something that stands on its own in the Lenormand. It's kind of like it represents something that stands out, something that could get a lot of attention or does get a lot of attention. So, if there's new love coming in for you, I feel here that it's probably something that stands out, probably something that gets a lot of attention. Next, you have this Haze card in the area of the unexpected. This is from the Empyrean Oracle from Threads of Fate. Full disclosure, I do have a business relationship with Threads of Fate. They're launching 3 new decks, and I have a link to the launch down below if you're interested. And I'm also going to be putting a video out about those 3 new decks in just a couple days here. But, I kind of feel like you've been in a haze, I feel like for some of you as well, if this is a person that you've been dealing with, there's been a lot of confusion. It's like, I feel like you're past it. It's kind of weird, if it's a person. I feel like you're past it, but you still think about it. It's kind of like that type of feeling here. I feel like this person still watches you as well, or or they have their eye on you. Maybe they check up on your social media or something. And, I would just focus on creating this new beginning. I feel like this person was maybe meant to trigger you in the sense that maybe they were meant to show you some, like, how valuable you are, right? And we see that right here, going 10 of Swords to the Magician. It's like, I feel like you're realizing that this person didn't match you. Like, they weren't on the same level. And I feel like you're kind of moving forward. It's almost like this is empowering you in some way. There's no doubt about it. There was a difficult ending. Again, if this was a job as well, same thing. I feel like this job, if it was a job, didn't really match your level. It didn't really match where you're at. And so you're kind of having to, this reading is encouraging a level up. You have the Queen of Cups here. Everyone gets the Queen of Cups right now. Queen of Cups to me just says follow your heart. She has this cup, and that cup really looks like a trophy. It doesn't even look like a cup if it wants to focus. And, I always say that she, out of all the tarot cards, she values her heart, like what her heart tells her to do above everything else. So, I really feel a lot of you need to kind of like focus on your heart and what your heart is telling you to do. You have the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups, of course, is the knight in shining armor. So I feel for a lot of you that you need to realize that there's probably something new coming in for you as far as love is concerned. I think if you want love, the only thing you have to do is match the energy with the Magician. It's almost like once you let go of this past thing, a knight in shining armor can come in for you. Someone who really stands out. Could be a water sign, could be an earth sign. And you have basically everything here. Could be any sign. This could also be like a dream position. The Knight of Cups can just represent kind of like dreamy energy. It can say that there's something you've been dreaming about that's entering into your life. With the Queen of Cups, here you go. You have the dog card. This is a card of loyalty, companionship, all those other things. So if you want love, there could be like a true companion coming in for you. If you don't want love, I really feel that some of you, it's like you have an idea in like work or business, and it's almost like things are getting clearer for you in work or business, and there's like some sort of clarity here where you could be understanding what you should be doing more. I also feel like there's like a better idea. It's like, I feel for those of you that have a business or career, maybe you've been kind of like working towards, one big goal, wish, or dream. And I almost feel that you're getting a better idea, something that you can be more loyal to. With the Ten of Swords, you have this photograph card. Again, this is not a Lenormand card. This is one of the Oracle cards in this deck. This card represents the past or thinking about the past. We've, I don't know. I've been talking about it this whole time. So, for some of you, can represent the past returning. Clearly, something from the past is all up in your business. But I feel like you've made your mind up, for the most part. And I really feel that you are a different person with that Magician card. I feel like the whole entire reading is talking about that Magician card as well. I feel like it's saying that you are different. You have set yourself apart with the Chariot, your first card as well. I feel like you're just not on the same level. You're on a whole new level. So it's like no one from the past can even match you right now. I feel like only something new can, right? Same thing with the job as well. It's like you could have a boss that's like, oh, we want you to come back, but it's like maybe it just doesn't even match you anymore. With the Knight of Cups, you have this Bees card, again, another Oracle card in this deck. It kind of represents sweetness, can represent like a very caring person as well. So if you're looking for love, I would say probably a very sweet, caring, kind person. It's also a card of hard work. And I definitely feel this bottom row is saying that if you're working towards like setting yourself apart with the tower, the star here as well, if you're working on any new projects, there's clearly going to be a lot of success there. Finally, for messages from your future self, you have this card that says the universe. I kind of feel like this is almost like comfort. I feel like it's trying to provide you comfort. I feel like it's trying to say, Capricorn, the universe has your back. We see all the hard work you've been doing. We see all the things that you've been, trying to manifest and create, and, we being the universe. And I feel like the universe is really supporting you. I feel like the universe is conspiring for you right now. So, I would keep that in mind. You have the Ten of Wands. I like the Ten of Wands personally. I know a lot of readers don't, but personally, he's about to reach that home in the background. He planted those wands, and those wands represent a harvest that he is having. So, for a lot of you, I feel like you're about to have a harvest. It's like you're about to receive the things that you've wanted to receive, or whatever you want to call it. And so I feel like it's saying like keep going. You have the Page of Pentacles. Definitely, could represent an apology, but for the most part, I feel like there's someone new coming in for you. For those of you that want love, definitely could be another Earth sign. I think you always get Earth as far as love is concerned, and it could also be a fire sign as well. You have a lot of fire here, I'm noticing, but take it how it resonates. General reading, could be any sign. And, I feel like this could be a new person. I also feel like this is encouraging education. Again, I always encourage education for you, Capricorn. I'm telling you right now, like there's like one way that you can be ridiculously successful. You want to be a millionaire? You want to fall in love? You want superhuman health? Then go learn about it. Like there's, and teach yourself things. I'm telling you right now, we had Saturn in Capricorn. Saturn's not in Capricorn anymore. Doesn't matter. We had Pluto in Capricorn. Pluto's not in Capricorn anymore. It's going to retrograde back, but it doesn't matter. It's going to leave right forever. You will be dead next time Pluto gets back to Capricorn. Doesn't matter. What I would say is when a planet leaves the sign, we still have to work with that energy. And again, in like 26 years, Saturn's going to come back around to Capricorn and say, hey, did you learn the lessons or not? Right? And if you did, you will be rewarded. And I know that's a long time away, but it'll be here before you know it, right? And plus, you'll get the benefits right now. So self-education for you, Capricorn, about anything that you want. You could read a book. You could listen to podcasts. You could watch movies about whatever it is that you are interested in. Again, it is like the fast track for success for you, Capricorn, and it's free, right? There are plenty of free resources for the things that you want to learn, so it doesn't even have to cost money. I would start learning if I were you, and I basically am. So there you go. You have the Magician here, most important card here for sure. I just feel like this is the card that this reading is trying to focus on. So it's like you're reinventing yourself. I feel like you're manifesting a lot of success in your life as well. And I feel like you're a totally new person in a lot of ways. I always pull the card that he is pointing to. I actually feel like he's pointing to this bottom deck right here. And so this card says odd jobs on it. Whenever he shows up in the last row, I always clarify. And it says, consider creating multiple streams of income. I see a lot of you doing that here, Capricorn. Second job, odd job, freedom is more important than financial security. Uranus and Taurus. You're not a Taurus, but it doesn't matter. You're an Earth sign. So, freedom is like a big word for you over until 2026, but even beyond that as well. So anything you can do to create more financial freedom, personal freedom, all those things are going to be a really good idea for you. So, get to work. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Lilith card. This can represent a very sensual connection. So I feel like for some of you, you could be attracting someone. Again, this is an Oracle card in this deck, but I feel like you could be attracting someone who's like a little bit mysterious, not in a bad way. I feel like in a good way. I feel like they're a little bit unconventional as well. Maybe they live their life according to their own rules. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the bouquet. Literally can represent a person coming in and giving you flowers. So Clearly this could be a person who's coming in and wanting to give you attention with that Page of Pentacles. It could also be just, again, just in life in general. It could just represent you receiving a gift or something along those lines. With the Magician and the Odd Jobs card here, you have this Child card, literally about starting something new. So I'm telling you, if you're starting like a new side business, side hustle, a new business, a new job, a new relationship, it doesn't matter. There is clearly going to be a lot of success. And again, this card represents education as well, like needing to educate yourself. So again, that is like your fast track to success, not just this month, for the rest of your life, basically. So there you go, Capricorn. We're going to pull 5 main themes now. You have this consolation card. I feel like it's like a consolation prize, like a gift. I feel like you're receiving a gift for the things that you've been through. I also feel like some of you could be receiving like a very special love connection. Like, for some of you, I'm wondering if someone like messed up big time. Just based off of like the past 2 months of readings for you, it kind of looks like this is only going to be for some of you, but it's like almost like you had a person who I feel like you were like meant to be with this person, but they screwed up. And now, I think the universe is kind of rewarding you for doing the right thing, Next, you have this younger woman card. You could be attracting a younger person in general. You could be the younger woman in a connection that's coming in for you. But regardless, doesn't matter. I feel like there could be someone is younger here, and there could be an age difference if you are attracting love. But I feel like it's going to work. You have this faux card. I would be careful of this past person here. I mean, everybody's had this card. I think almost everybody has had this card. And this Mercury retrograde seems to be bringing out the like just the craziness. So I would be careful of any like enemies, any exes of exes, any of that. You have this house card. Some of you clearly could be moving, but the house also represents safety, security, comfort, protection. So I feel like you are protected at this time. And finally, you have this misfortune card. I kid you not, everybody's had this card. As I've been saying, this card's like the Tower. Every single a lot of people, if they haven't had this card, have had the Tower. We're going to see a lot of Tower moments. We're going to see a lot of like things happening in the world. I keep telling people, like, keep your head on straight. You're going to see, mark my words, I've said it before, that, come back in 20 years and tell me I was right. Because, we're going to see things that we never thought possible happening in the news, in the world, pretty much everything. That's part of Pluto and Aquarius. You will see things that you never thought you would see. Crazy stuff, It's almost going to be like the movies. So, buckle up here. I think the people who don't panic, the people who pay attention, the people who look for opportunities, right? Those are the people who are going to be very successful. So there's no point in, freaking out about Tower moments, banks collapsing and everything like that. And people always ask me, should I hide all my money under my mattress? I'm like, no, actually, if you look at the next 20 years, the best thing you can do is be balanced. Is maybe you want to have a little bit of money under your mattress, but I wouldn't say all your money under your mattress. So I think that, balance is kind of key here and important, and also not going like too far one side or the other. Again, we have Neptune moving into Aries in 2026. I keep warning people about it right now because it is like a spell. Neptune in Aries is going to be like a spell being placed upon us where we feel like we might be looking for something to save us. So, there might be some dude on TV who's like, oh, put all your money under your mattress, but then maybe the dollar collapses and then you have no money. But if you kind of do it in balance and you don't go one side or the other, and you kind of balance things out, you'll probably be more protected, if that makes sense. So again, I wouldn't be like paranoid prepper, but I also wouldn't be like unaware either. I'd be somewhere in the middle. And I think that's a good place to be. Rant over. Thank you for being here, Capricorn. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising, but thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.